So I had to realize early on that in my life, I had to realize early on that I don't have enough drama. I don't have enough drama for reality TV. I don't bring enough drama to have my own, I guess, television show or whatever. Interesting. I was approached years ago when the whole Preachers of LA was coming out and people were talking about their lives and all the type of stuff. I was approached about doing a reality TV for preachers in Houston. And so I went through this litany of questions about, they were asking me what I would try to do in regards to having this TV show, being part of the TV show. And I was like, well, I don't have enough drama for that. All right. So I want to say good morning. I'm going to get into this. I want to say good morning and say to you, this is the Ask Pastor Julian show. And here we talk about empowerment as well as entrepreneurship. So good morning to you as you come in, send the likes and the shares, give out the shares. I enjoy your comments. What's up, EJ? Good morning to you, buddy. If you are following us on YouTube and you're liking the content that we're sharing, go ahead and click on the subscribe button and click on the notification bell so you'll be notified every time we bring up a new video. Of course, if you're following us on YouTube and or Facebook, like, share, comment, whatever it is that you like. But I do want to talk about something today that they may or may not be aware of. But yeah, men do come with instructions. Yeah, they come with instructions. Maybe not the instructions you want them to have. But they do come with instructions. So I want to share this with you right quick. Let me see if I can share this out to a couple of groups. Then I'm going to get into this because it's important to share with you. Okay, this right here. All right. Okay. So I was approached years ago, probably about 10 plus years ago. I was approached and asked to be a part of the reality show. They were doing the whole Preachers of LA. I think they were trying to do a Houston edition of it, and I was asked to be a part of it. And so I went to this interview. Before I even went to the interview, the interesting thing is the only reason why I agreed to the interview in the first place because it was a pretty attractive girl who asked me to be part of the interview. Again, I'm a single man. She's attractive. Considered trying to, talk to her or whatever. So when she asked me, I said yes. So she introduced me to another young lady who actually conducted the interview. And she began to give me this list of questions. Say, well, we want to do this show. Would you be interested in doing this show? Then they start saying, well, in order to do the show, are you willing to do things like date someone who is not part of your belief, outside of your beliefs? Are you willing to date a stripper or go to strip clubs? So we want to do shows there. I know they were trying to create a show, but it just was not something that I was really going to be in part of because it just wasn't what I was into. So all to say this is I had to eventually tell her, listen, I just don't have enough drama in my life for you. I don't have enough drama to give you the type of show that you may want because that's not how my life is. And so I saying this because I realized that good men come with instructions. They have a structure to their life. They're not just doing things haphazardly all over the place thinking that, this is how life is going to be. No, men come with structure. Men come with instructions. Men come with order. And society that's attacking men, calling things toxic masculinity. They don't understand that not all men are toxic. A lot of men that you may mistake for being overly masculine, a lot of times it's just instruction because part of a man's love, if for women who don't know, for young men who don't know, young ladies who don't know, part of a man's love comes with instructing you. Giving you instruction, leadership, and part of a man's love, it will include leading you somewhere. They don't want you because they understand that in order for things to take place, to move forward, there has to be order in your life. Order comes with instruction. Men come with instruction. They come and they're going to give you some instructions to better your life. And I know that, for some ladies, they're like, well, I don't want a man thinking that he can control me. I don't want a man telling me what to do. I don't want this. But you have to understand in this time, you have to understand that if you're going to be with a good man, and let me say this, a good man is going to give and come with instruction and directions, because he's going to have structure in his life. And so if he has structure in his life, he's going to give structure and instructions to other areas in life. And if you're going to be part of this man's life, he's going to give instructions. And if he's a good man, and we're talking about a good man is going to give you the type of instructions that you need to progress you. We talked about yesterday, when we talked about the 5 things to look for in a spouse. And if you didn't watch that video, go back and watch that video. One of the 5 things that we talked about when looking for a spouse is someone who expands you. Well, if you're going to be with a good man, a man is going to expand you. The instructions that he's going to give you, directions he's going to give you, is going to expand you. It's going to make you better. Again, we're talking about good men. So I want to say all that to say this, because I want to bring up a scripture here that I think that helps give clarity to this. And I'm going to tell you a little story about one of the characters in the Bible that kind of brings this thing to light a little bit. So I want to share this with you right quick. I want to go over to Psalms 37. Psalms 37, beginning at the 23rd verse here. David writes this after reflecting over his life. He writes this. He says, the steps of a good man are ordered instructions by the Lord, and he delighteth in his way. God delights in the order that the man has. Though he fall, he shall not be utterly cast down, for the Lord upholdeth him with his hand. Then David says, I have been young, and now I'm old, yet I have never seen the righteous forsaken, nor his seed begging bread. And he's telling us, he says the steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord, and he delighteth in his way. Order comes with instructions. And David knew something about order. He knew something about falling. He knew something about being upheld with God. He understood what these ebbs and flows meant in life of a man. And he tells us, again, as he reflects in his old age, he says, the steps of a good man are ordered. So if he has orders, God gives him orders, you best believe that he's going to also put order in the house. He put order in his household, order in his life, order in his finances, orders in his love life, or order in his lifestyle. It's going to be order there. There's going to be instructions there. And so he knew a whole lot about order. And I'm going to dive into this a little bit more with David's life, because I want to really bring this out a little bit. Before I do that, I want to, as we're talking about this, we're talking about order. We're talking about helping men who have made mistakes, because David made mistakes, but he still understood order. He made mistakes, but he got himself together. And so when we're talking about good men making bad decisions, we're trying to help men get past bad decisions, bad mistakes, and get back to the place of order with God, where they're supposed to be, so they can lessen the mistakes they will make in the future. So with that said, I want to talk to you about what we're seeing in our life class challenge that we're doing this July. We're actually starting on Tuesday, June the 28th at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. And as it says, it discovered the solution to the single biggest mistake that good men are making. Good men are making. And hint, it's not the women. I'm going to talk about that in a minute too. It's not the women. That's the problem, or the reason why men are making mistakes. It's not the women. And so I want to give you this challenge. I want to present to you this challenge of the Life Mastery Plan. I want you to join the challenge with us. Again, this is not a male bashing session. This is a male empowerment session, not a women bashing session. This is a male empowerment session and classes that we're going to be giving with this. Okay. So back to David. I want to share with you that David understood what it meant to be a good man, make mistakes, fall, but then get back up again. We find David in the scripture. We find him, he's in a place when he first comes on the scene. He is anointed king, being the youngest of his folks. He's worshiper and warrior turned into king. When he becomes king, one of the first things he does is he puts order back into the kingdom by bringing the Ark of the Covenant that had been previously stolen by the Philistines. He brings it back in order, back to the kingdom of our God, back to the temple back to the place where it's supposed to be. But he had to do it by the instructions that God had given them. See, the Philistines stole the Ark of the Covenant, the glory of God, they stole it. And they tried to bring it back originally, but they did it with the wrong instructions. They tried to carry it on a cart, and it was not the glory of God, the Ark of the Covenant was not called to be carried on a cart. It's supposed to be carried like a burden on your shoulders. And so they put it on a cart falls over. Dude puts his hand up there to catch the ark. He falls dead because they were out of order. They put it in a man named Obed-Edom's house, and it stayed there until David was anointed king. He went back and read the instructions, got the Levites together, got the priests together, got everybody back in order by the instructions that God had already given, returned the Ark of the Covenant back to the kingdom like it was supposed to be. One of the first things he did, because he knew about order, knew about instructions, so one of the first things he did, he put order back into the kingdom. And so he was doing really good. He put order back into the kingdom, but then he got comfortable. With this worshiper, warrior, King David got comfortable, and we find him in the 11th chapter of, the 11th chapter of 2 Samuel. It says, it came to pass that year had expired at the time when kings go forth into battle, that David sent Joab and the servants with him and all of Israel, and they destroyed Ammon, but he stayed and tarried in Jerusalem. And it came to pass at evening time that David arose from off his bed and walked upon the roof of the king's house. From the roof he saw a woman washing herself, and the woman was very beautiful to look upon. Now, he knew order, he knew instruction, he knew what he was supposed to do, but he gets comfortable and gets out of order. And you have to be careful that when you get too comfortable, you get out of order. And so when he got out of order, it led him down a path where he began to make some huge mistakes. He sees this woman bathing herself out in the open. He goes on the roof. He's supposed to go in the battle. But he out of order. He goes on the roof, looks at this beautiful woman bathing herself. And I'm gonna say this: I just in my imagination, I'm thinking that he knew where to find her, and she knew how to be found. I don't believe it was the first time she was out there bathing, knowing that King David could see her from the rooftop. Because you know how some women are. Women know what they're doing. I don't care what nobody say. Women know what they're doing. They know how to whip that hair back and forth. They know how to give a little shoulder and take it right back. Give a little leg and take it right back. She knew what she was doing, and then her husband was not there either to bring order back to her house. David's out of order. She out of order. Everybody out of order. And so he calls her to come and be with him. She winds up with child. She winds up getting pregnant, and being with child. Then here goes David, because he's out of order. He goes into this drastic mode where he is trying to do this cover up. He's trying to cover up his mistakes of what he did, because when you get out of order, you become very disfranchised. You start making mistakes because you're doing stuff already out of order. So he's out of order. He tells the man, her husband Uriah, go be with your wife, so he can try to cover up the issues. But here's Uriah being the type of man that he was so duty bound he would not go. So David said, well, put him on the front lines, and he has the man killed. All of this out of order. All of this out of order, because disorder brings about disorder. And so it goes through this thing, thinking he got away with it, thinking he's okay. Prophet Nathan comes to him and say, no, you're wrong for what you did. You had all these women you could choose from, and you chose this woman who was married and killed off this man, and you're wrong. David goes in, and he realizes what he did. He goes right back and realizes, okay, I got to get back in order. He goes back and repents. He goes back and get back in order with God, Lord. And that's what we get in Psalms 51. He says, oh, Lord, have mercy upon me, O God. According to thy loving kindness, blot out my transgressions. My transgressions are forever before me. My sin is ever before me. Lord, I need you to forgive me for what I did. he gets back in order again. He starts making promises. I will make. I would. Sinners will be converted. I will. Don't take your spirit from me. And all this. He goes back and get back in order again. That's why he's able to say what he says here. Though he fall, he shall not be utterly cast down, for the Lord upholdeth him with his hand. Because he understood your steps are ordered. You get out of order, you may fall, but God is there to pick you right back up so that you won't stay in that same state and position. So when you get the house back in order as a man, you bring order and instructions to every other aspect of your life. You bring order to the home. You bring order to your finances. You bring order to certain issues. You bring order to these things. And that's what happens when you have the right type of instructions in your life. So when I say men come with instructions, I'm not saying that they're coming with instructions for you to know what they're doing. They're coming with instructions that are of God, and they're going to bring instructions to the house. And that is the reason why we want to help these men, help empower these men to get them back to the place where they're supposed to be in life. Yeah, EJ, I asked you how old you were. Because our sessions that we're doing were for men who are 18 and older. So the sessions that we're doing, this challenge that we're doing, that we're giving out, is for men who are 18 and above. And so I asked you how old you were to see if you will be able to come to this challenge. And so you're 15, so you're not quite there yet. So hopefully we'll be having these same sessions again once you get to that age. We can help you get there as well. And maybe we'll have something that younger men can come to that would not deal with some of the issues that we're talking about. Because some of the issues that we're talking about may be too adult for you right now. Because we're dealing with the masculinity crisis. We're dealing with investing. We're dealing with some issues that involve sex and sex drive. So it may not be, your parents may not want you to be part of this as of right now. So the guarantee is that if you're 18 and above, you're considered an adult, so you can be part of these sessions. And so I want to encourage any man, if you're a lady who's watching you, and you want to sponsor a gentleman, sponsor a good man for the sessions that we're doing, please, I would encourage you to do so. Again, we're starting on Tuesday night from 8 to 9. Every Tuesday, we're going to be there. 8 to 9 with these sessions. We're going to be dealing with these things, and we want to empower you, give you encouragement, and let you help you to get to where you need to be. I feel like once you walk away from this, you will have a good mastery life plan to get through your life. You'll be able to minimize the mistakes that you're making. You will become the man in demand that women need and are looking for, and it will take you to the next level. And I'm dealing with different aspects of lifestyles, your sex drive. I'm dealing with your finance. I'm dealing with your career choices. I'm dealing with you becoming an influencer. I'm dealing with all these different aspects that we're dealing with right now. Okay, so this will empower you to go to the next level. So please share this with another brother. You can sponsor somebody for this, but you got to make sure that you have this done. We're going to start Tuesday. We're starting Tuesday evening at 8 o'clock Central Standard Time. The link is in the description. Go ahead in there and click on that link and get registered immediately. Get enrolled immediately. We want to see you there. All right. This again, thank you so much for joining me quickly. We should have liked this video, share this video. If you're on YouTube, you're liking what we're talking about, go ahead and subscribe to this channel. Click on the bell notification so that you'll be notified every time we bring up a new video. All right. And until next time, you be empowered.